I mean, this moment is what What's Up TV has been waiting for all this time. It's all been built into this album.
For this very moment.
You know it.
You are our 100th guest we've ever had on Love to Rate. And possibly the cheapest trophy ever made.
I'm the 100th guest and the 4th woman, and I'm
I know.
It is said that women in British comedy have to work twice as hard and get a quarter of the reward. How was it for you breaking into this male-dominated industry?
Well, even up to about 4 years ago, I was being told on the reg that there was no room in comedy. People in the industry would say, look, the industry will only take a certain amount of women, and you're not one of them. And then, Alvin, podcasting came into our lives. I started this podcast called The Guilty Feminist, and it was about my feelings about I wanted to be a feminist, and for me, a feminist is someone who wants to close power gaps, who sees injustice in the world and goes, hey, I want to make the world fairer and a more kinder, compassionate place.
Of course.
So I thought, right, comedy, what a great tool in order to put this message out there.
So you stated that if you approached television industries with the podcast idea that you had back in 2015, that it would be a non-rated kind of show, that people were looking for that. So how did you kind of turn that around and keep going?
If we'd gone to a television network or a radio station in 2015 and said, we want to do a show with feminist in the title, they would have said, I don't think so. Nobody is going to watch that. No one's going to listen to that. But we've had 65 million downloads now in just over 3 years. Proving that I think that women are thirsty. You know, there's an assumption that what we want is cocktails and shoes. And listen, I love cocktails. Offer me one, sure. I usually drink my cocktail while wearing shoes. But it's not all I am. You know, I also want to be talking about how to change the world and how to make the world a better place.
Of course. So would you say media has involved, or do you just think people are more inclusive now?
The media has responded to the fact that individual artists have found great success and ratings in inclusive ideas. So I think the media are definitely catching up with individual artists, but we're in an amazing time because of the internet. The artists have taken control of the means of production. We're doing it. We're making it for ourselves.
And when do you feel that women in comedy and business will feature as a norm in today's society?
Do you know Virginia Woolf? She's an amazing novelist from the early 20th century. And she said in 100 years' time, we will never notice if a novel is written by a man or a woman, it'll just be written by a person. But we still have women's prizes for fiction. Virginia Woolf would be quite disappointed that 100 years later, we were still here. I would like to say that in the next couple of decades, it's going to change significantly. I feel like something is happening now. I feel like there's a bigger shift than I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. But do you know how it won't happen? If we do not make it happen.